Hello and welcome along and welcome back to the farm. It is December and yeah, not much going on, although we've got a few bits and pieces to do around the farm today. I need to get the we need to give some straw to our cows, we need to feed our chickens, and we need to go and sell some eggs. We've actually got a really good price for the eggs up at the hotel in town, so we're going to be loading some of those up into the trailer today. What I want to do first though is I've taken the fencing back around the barley, and we're going to be feeding some of that to some of our chickens today, because you can see there they're getting a little bit low. So we're just going to grab a bucket full of this and feed them up. Go. So probably won't take all of this bucket. I'll keep a careful eye on how full their feeder is. But they're looking fairly good. They've been producing eggs well, and this is the first time really that we've had a big order. We've been selling a few eggs here and there, but this is our first really big order. So let's do that and fill this up like so. I want to leave it off a little bit because I've just noticed we've got a patch here on the ground where they've been a bit messy. So before we fill that up fully, there we are, grab that, and in that goes. And that will keep them happy. And then just top it up with any more. I think we've got a little bit more space in here. There we go. That should do it. Whoa, back it off. There we are. Right. And they took most of that bucket actually, by the looks of things, so that's pretty good. And we need to go and clear the manure out from the cows, and then we need to go and give them some more. We need to give them some more straw. So that should be good. I'm currently looking into getting a silage fork, or silage fork, because it will allow us to be a little bit more flexible with what we have down at the cows. Because at the moment we're doing a lot of cleaning out the bucket and then moving stuff across. I think I'm going to use the bucket. Well, we kind of use the bucket to feed the chickens as well. So it's either a manure fork or a silage fork I'm going to get. And I did have a go with a hammer and try and release this. Let's see if this will actually open this time. Come on. There we go. I see. Get that open and just makes it easier for us to work in here. But yeah, it was a little bit stiff. It got a little bit rusted. A little bit of WD-40 and a little bit of elbow grease, and I got that open and worked fairly well. And it just means that we have a much easier time of getting this manure out of here now. But yeah, I kind of need something that I can use to... Well, I kind of need a manure fork and a silage fork, to be honest. I need something that I can poke bales with and move them, and then load the cut bales into the trailer with, so that we're not having to switch between our bucket and our forks all the time. And I need something that I can feed the chickens with. Maybe the answer isn't so much a silage fork and a manure fork, but maybe we just need a smaller bucket that we can do stuff with for feeding the animals, for feeding the chickens. Keep this larger one for doing the manure, and then getting ourselves a silage fork with some prongs on it that we can move bales around with, and also go and pick up after putting the feeding wagon with as well. It needs to be a fairly sizable one is the trouble. So it's all a little bit hit and miss, and trying to avoid having to switch equipment too often and things like that. Because yeah, it can get a little bit fiddly if I'm having to do that all the time, and yeah, I just want to make things run smoother and more efficiently on the farm, like we got happening in other places. To be honest, we have a lot of manure kicking around in here at the moment. They've been busy, the cows. They're coming into the shed a bit more now, and as a result, we're getting more manure created. Oh man, very difficult to see that far side of the bucket, exactly where that is. But we're good. There we go. So get the manure in. I find this telehandler also has a little bit of a tendency to extend the arms sometimes. I need to get a look at that. Looks, I think we've got an issue with the hydraulics somewhere. We tend to get the arm extending out when I don't want it to. Right, back this up here. Easier to look back to the left than the right. And bring it out. So I don't want to hit the sides of things. There we go. We might top up some of the manure on the... Actually, while we're here and got this, and before we clean this so that we can do other stuff, let's just go close this side gate. Come here. Gonna pull up. Oh, come on. Oh no, that's not wise. Let's get this out of the way first, or at least push this forwards. There we go. I don't want to clip the back of my on with it. There we are. And bring them together. Done. Perfect. Yeah, let's just take some of this manure up to the greenhouses. They're probably going to want it. We're going to end up with, by the looks of this, far more manure than we're going to need to do our greenhouses with. They are very, very prolific, our cows, with this manure. Come on. In you come, and close. On the other side. Round to our greenhouses. Yeah, it's one of those days where we're just going to be pootling around the yard a little bit, trying to sort of keep things ticking over through the winter. I'm not expecting a massive flurry of work. It's actually quite nice to be a little bit calmer and a little bit quieter after that, quite frankly, incredibly busy November. I was not expecting to be doing that much harvesting and that much work in November. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. Probably want to get some water to our greenhouses as well, so we can go and do that in a minute when we get the fast track out. For now, we're just gonna drive this back. Chickens will get out of the way, and then we'll go and sort that next bit out. We're expecting some calves in the new year, which is going to be great. We're going to be doing some stuff in the new year with the trees and things around here. We've got a fairly undeveloped section of the yard around the back of these sheds, and I want to try and get an easier route for us out of the main farm into the, well, out of the farmyard into the main farm, especially if we're looking at any harvesters with larger headers to work with going forwards. And all of this scrubland here that we've got, I want to take a couple of these trees down and put a gate in the bottom there so that we can very easily sort of just come down off here, I think, and head down to that corner. But we've got a couple of trees in the way and things that we need to move. Most of these trees can stay. Most of these trees will be fine. But we do need to move a couple of them. And I also want to get a look at putting a grain store in somewhere in the farm. Exactly where? I might build it inside this shed we're currently storing stuff in. But yeah, we need to do that at some point. Right, let's swing this around and just give the bucket a quick wash. And this is the thing. I don't want to be doing this all the time. I'll have to tip this out because it'll have a load of mucky water in it afterwards. But yeah, I don't want to mix manure with feed. And at the moment, let's tip that out. There we go. Right. I don't want to mix manure with feed. And at the moment, using the bucket for both is not great. So we need an alternative. And I think with the amounts that we're using, quite possibly just another small bucket will be quite useful for this job. And we might see if we can pick up a JCB one, something like that. There's a few bits that tend to appear every so often. Right, this can go back into our feed for the cows. Perfect. And now that the cows are all cleaned up, we can give them a bit more straw. And I think we've got a couple of bales still sitting in the straw blower, so we can back that in here and get that done. And as before, we're going to use our Vulcan to do this. So, nice little thing. We actually, as much as I love this fast track and as much as we use it, we're using it on some stuff that's requires a lot less horsepower than this tractor produces. And as a result, we could possibly save ourselves a little bit of fuel and other bits and pieces with a different tractor. I'm not 100% sure what I would get though, and how best to do it. Maybe there's some other way to handle things around here, but yeah, in general, we might be a little bit better off with a smaller tractor around the yard. Maybe I keep hearing good things about these electric tractors, but I don't know if we can get one small enough and cheap enough to go on here, and whether one would actually be available. Certainly no second-hand ones on the market, so that's not going to be something that's overly doable for us. Although we're not too badly off. It's really we've done well the first year here, and it's really a case of how much we think we need to invest in new equipment and everything going into the new year. I think they need some more. I didn't put the telehandler away because I thought, oh, we're probably gonna need more than I've got here. So this is actually, I think this is actually a Volcano. I think I said Vulcan a minute ago. But yes, no, this is not from a hot arid planet somewhere in Star Trek. This is something else. There we go. Bring this back round and make it easy for me to load up. And we want to try and get a couple of bales into this. It's always a fun thing to load this. Yeah, and this is why I left the telehandler here. I think, yeah, the more I think about it, the more having a variation in some of my equipment would be quite useful. So I think we'll probably end up doing that and grabbing ourselves a couple more additions or extra bits for this while we've got the money. A good way to invest. Let's grab two off the top. There we go. Right, bring it round. These smaller bales actually have turned out to be a real boon. Now that we've got them back, they just seem to work better for our farm than if we'd got some bigger stuff. So, I mean, for like here, where we're doing the stuff with this Emily, with this straw blower. The straw blower is slightly smaller. It would normally take one large 4,000 litre bale. Here, it takes two of these smaller ones. That means we get nearly 6,000 litres in here at a time, which is absolutely brilliant. Just makes a massive difference to how much we can get down and into the cowshed all the time. And I love that. It just works so well for our setup, and we've just not had any issues. Other than that bale at the top currently trying to squeeze itself off, but that'll right itself once the lower one goes in. Right, let's get this backed up into here again and blow some straw in and get that job done. And that's looking fairly good. The first bale's done and dropped in, and the second bale is now going through, and that has that's done it. We've got some good bedding in there now for our cows. Very happy with that. They will continue to produce manure for us, and yeah, we'll continue to make our entire setup here fairly profitable just by really the side bits that we've got. Need to move this out of the way. I'll go put this back in the shed because we don't need this anymore today. And then I just want to hook the water trailer on, give a little bit of water to our greenhouses, and then we should be all good from that point of view. So let's I'll go put this away, and we'll go and grab ourselves the water trailer. Now, do we have any water in this water trailer is the good question. So we'll hook it up and we'll have a look. There we go. Oop. Right. Connect that up. And let's... can I get out from here? Yeah, we've got a good amount of water in this, so we can just take this over here and fill it and empty it, and that'll keep our greenhouses going well. I think the stuff in the greenhouses is looking fairly good at the moment. Yeah, lettuces are looking well. The tomatoes are looking well. So as long as we can keep them going, they're going to bring us in a nice, steady little income over the winter. That's given them some water. Here, go the long way around because it's easy to try and turn around down there, and we can go from there. And yeah, they'll keep bringing stuff in, keeping our heads above water, and not bad really for a first year. So back this up, and our next job is going to be with that little trailer there, because we're going to hook up to the car trailer and go and sell the eggs that we've got hanging around the farm to the hotel, who have quite a need for them, is my understanding, which is great news. So connect up the trailer like so, and we'll get the cover off it too. There we go. And head back round. Get up. And head over here. Excuse me. Coming through. There we go. I'll move a little bit further forward. They'll be out of the way. And there we go. Not run over a chicken yet. Right, and then very carefully, although the cockerel can get out of my trailer, please. We'll just load these into here, and then we can take them down to the hotel, and they'll be very happy, I think, for these. Good, a load of boxes of eggs for them to use for their guests. Right, the last box, we'll just put that in there, and then I'm gonna just sort of we'll put some straps across, which hopefully will hold everything down, and then I'm going to put the cover back on, which will hold everything in. And we're not going to be bouncing around too much, because obviously we'll break eggs if we do that. But we'll head off up to the hotel and we'll get these sold. And as we head into town, you can see the hotel over that way there. I'm just trying to figure out exactly where they want it delivered. Can I get down there? Yes. Although, oh, come on, this is a fairly small road. And the traffic's fairly busy today. Don't know what it is about early December. Right. Where's their delivery point? I'm guessing it must be round at the front here somewhere. Yep. Okay, so I will just park up and we can get these unloaded. Turn you off. Jump out. Take the cover off and undo my strap so that I can actually get at my boxes. All seem to be in pretty good nick. And then we can start unloading. Oh, and taking them in. Last box. Need to reach around here and take that in. There we go. Oh, there we are. And yeah, good price for those. That was that has worked out really well. And in fact, that's all my jobs done for today. So I think I'm going to head back to the farm. For now, though, this is where I'm going to end my vlog. Been a fairly successful day. Got lots done around the farm. A few more bits to do and some interesting rebuilding we've got happening in the new year. This is the end of our first year here, just about. We've got a couple more months because we actually picked up in March. But yeah, it's been a fairly successful year. I think next time we're probably going to get the barley sold, which will be good. For now, though, all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this vlog. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from the farm, please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.